Alright, since people who worship whatever the New Testament says, it has them believing that the tribe of Dan is cut off from the congregation. So today, I won't even be convincing you that they're not. Hate to break this to you, I really don't. If you are a person who puts a Grecian stumbling block before the Hebrew, the or Torah, and you read Revelation and it just forgets Dan, that's not because Dan got cut off by Yahweh or anything. If anything, Levi got punished the worst when the Hebrews were exiled. But in any case, no, the people who wrote your New Testament, your addition, your violation of the Ten Commandments, when you add on to the law, they just fucking forgot the tribe of Dan. That's not because Dan did anything. If you see this bullshit right here, yeah, the Danites, they were purposely omitted because they were committing idolatry. You look at the blessing of Dan, and the serpent is mentioned. Their blessing is also their double-edged sword. Ironic, because they're also warriors. Their cunning can also be used for wickedness and deceit, or idolatry, spiritual adultery, spiritual whoredom. You look at the Aztecs and the serpent worship, but we're talking about the European Hebrews right now. Did you know that the Danites were described as a seafaring people? Seafaring people. In completely unrelated news, here's a fun fact about the Danes, a European tribe comprised of warriors and seafarers who spoke in a language that is related to a Shemitic language. I wonder what that Shemitic language could possibly be. Were you made aware that a group of people who call themselves Danites, who identify with Danites, who worship a man called Old Dan, and every time they would conquer land, they would name the land after Dan, Sweden, Denmark? Definitely wasn't doing all that shit just so that you could chalk it up to coincidence. You know, a Hebrew man's greatest pride is in his beard. We are commanded to grow our beards long and to not mar or destroy the sides. I wonder what specific demographic of people would hold having beards to a high reverence. It's almost like you would have to be a Hebrew or something in order to have the cultural and emotional ties, the spiritual ties to something as mundane as a beard to such a high spiritual reverence. It's almost like the Danites are Hebrews. The Danes are Hebrews. The Vikings were Hebrews. They would say shit like, "By Odin's beard," every time they were to exclaim something from excitement. Why are you exclaiming your deity's beard when you were excited? It's almost like only a fucking Hebrew would do that.